I think I met you one time at some event downtown about 2 or 3 years ago. But the reason why I asked him where you're at, he's in New York City. I saw some Instagram posts where he's on a yacht. So I just asked him what you're doing, man. You got a place in New York?
Yeah, I actually just got back from Hawaii, so that was like the one vacation I took this year, which was wonderful. And yeah, I mean, I live in New York, born and raised here. Spent a couple off seasons in different locations, but it really is good to be back in New York. And Jim, man, I mean, got some new digs now. I barely recognize you, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. We got a new radio show here, and
clicking on all cylinders.
Yes, it is. Smooth operation.
Harrison, you can probably relate to this. So, for us, it's a brand new season. This is day 2. And I'll be honest, my mechanics I don't have my mechanics down yet. Sometimes it takes a few games. But we're not panicking because we know we have the talent. And as you guys would say, we're going to trust our stuff on this.
Yeah, no, exactly. You can draw a lot of comparisons between what you just said and what I do every day, for sure.
So one thing, I want to ask you about vacationing in Hawaii, because I got to tell you, being Harrison Bader and vacationing Hawaii seems like that would probably be a lot of fun. Not that my life isn't going to Ace Hardware and picking up a new screen for the dryer and that kind of stuff. But we were talking about media, and Charlie's a former member of the media. Cam is now. And what we're doing.
Radio's still media.
What we're doing. Yeah, but this isn't real.
That's true.
But what we went through with the pandemic and everything, and you're a guy, I think you get along with the media. I think you actually kind of enjoy a little interaction. How difficult was it for you guys, for long stretches to just be on those Zoom things instead of talking to another human being where you can be yourself? How difficult is that for you guys?
Yeah, I definitely enjoy the interactions, the different personalities that come in and out of the locker room, especially when we go to other cities and get to kind of see what those media creatures, if you will, are like. But no, I mean, listen, it really is all about, conveying messages, interaction with the fans, and you guys really allow that to happen. Whether it be the stories or the content, via video that you guys, capture within the locker room and this and that, the fans really love and appreciate that, and they want that. So, not having that was definitely difficult. And again, I enjoy all aspects of what you guys do, and especially with, with the interactions with us, whether they're good, whether they're bad, whatever it is, everything in between. I mean, it's all part of the game, and it's all part of the show that we put on every day. So, not having that was definitely an issue. And, yeah, there were some tough moments, throughout the season, but there were really a lot of good moments, a lot of good times that I wish you guys would have been able to capture and been around for, which I would have loved talking about. I know some guys in the clubhouse would have loved as well. So it's definitely difficult, and it is what it is. We just keep moving forward. Hopefully it changes here soon.
Well, we're in the middle of a lockout. And, I know you're not part of the negotiating team, neither are I. So, it is what it is. There's going to be some changes. And I was talking to a bunch of guys. I don't know if I ever asked you, but I was doing sort of an informal thing. The media in the clubhouse for Major League Baseball is a unique thing. I mean, before games, guys were just hanging out there. I know guys like Charlie would sometimes rifle through your lockers when you weren't in there. But would you guys, what is your opinion? Would you be in favor of no media in the clubhouse before games? And then to be honest, I talked to some other guys who I kind of like to get to know the media and just chat, and so you kind of know who they are as people. Would you be in favor of that clubhouse is ours, which I know some guys feel, or do you think having media in the clubhouse pregame is something you'd like to see continue in some form?
Yeah, I definitely think that the clubhouse is ours, the players, but that doesn't mean that it's exclusion in any way, Just kind of gives us the right, if we ever want to call a team meeting or a safe space, whatever, to discuss whatever we might want to talk about, then we would kind of take the right. But I don't really view it as like an exclusion thing. And again, the media has been a part of sports for as long as sports have really been around. I'm definitely a fan of you guys, and you guys make us, you make the experience completely immersive, and just creating perspective, sometimes seeing, the perspective that you guys can create, whether it's before the game or with a question, all these things, whether they're good or bad, they just continue to keep the energy flowing, And it really is all about how you handle it. And I think that, again, being around it all, it just makes it far more immersive. And you guys are putting out stories, again, good or bad. It doesn't really matter as long as the energy in the season is flowing, especially in St. Louis. I mean, that's all that really matters to me.
And Harrison, give us some highlights of the Hawaii trip. And I don't know if Colton Wong is still living there or where he's living, but it seemed like for many years, every Cardinal player got to make one trip at least to Hawaii and kind of hang out, and Colton Wong showed him around.
Yeah, so unfortunately I did not get to see Colton in his natural habitat, if you will. I was just missing. He was with his wonderful wife, visiting his family, but I actually went with my very close family friends who I've, everybody who knows me, they know I've gone to the same school in New York for, my entire life. So, my friends date back all the way to when I was in, 4th and 5th grade. So, just went on a family vacation with them. And yeah, I mean, it was incredible. One of the highlights for sure, if anybody's been out to Hawaii and stayed in Maui, the road to Hana was amazing. So just basically waterfalls and caves and cliff jumping all day. And it's like a very winding road, literally out of Need for Speed. And then just, everything else was incredible. The first time I played 18 holes of golf in my entire life and had some good shots. Short game is not there, but the long game is there. So that was fun. And, just being on the beach in blue waters, on boats here and there. I mean, it was just a very nice getaway from the cold in New York. So, I definitely recommend it for anybody who, has some time and has the ability to sleep on a plane, because those plane rides are pretty long.
Oh.
So, Harrison, tell us about your off-season training. I'm sure COVID the last couple of years has messed things up. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, a couple years back, did you train with Tommy Pham in Miami? Do you like to switch it up each year? Just kind of tell us how you go about that each off-season.
Yeah, so, the biggest thing is, as every athlete can attest to, you're always trying to get better. You're always trying to take constructive criticism. Sometimes you definitely got to find a way to block some things out. But, at the end of the day, as an athlete, when you're reviewing your year, you try to focus on things you can get better on, and also just improve your strengths, which is in many ways more important. And, I've taken some time to kind of chase that. You mentioned Miami. I did that with Tommy Pham, someone I've always looked up to as a really young player, still do, in his work ethic, and stayed in Miami with him. And another year I kind of did my own thing and went to Arizona. And then, another year I did like LA, where I was, again, just searching, always in pursuit of that, better version of myself athletically on the field. And I think, now going on my 6th season, it's going to be in the big leagues. I've gained more confidence and become more comfortable in just being at home and understanding what I can do and how I can do the same things I've been searching for and everything, just do them on my home turf, because it really is so important to spend time with family. I can be around my younger sister far more often. So I think, a few years down the road where I'm at now, I found a way to kind of combine the work ethic I was chasing in, Miami with Tommy, and having the accessibility with the facilities in Arizona and LA. And I've really just found a way to surround myself with a really, really good team in New York, and essentially do all those things just in my hometown. So, the city is definitely capable of providing me with those spaces. And at the end of the day, it's really, really up to me as an athlete to go out there and just put my schedule together every single day and just continue to chase those things. So it's been a really, really good off season. I've never been in better shape. And, Jim mentioned the lockout, but it is what it is. There will be baseball, and when that comes, I'll certainly be ready. So,
yeah, our guest is Harrison Bader. So you're kind of waiting and seeing like everybody else. How bad is that? I mean, I know everyone wants this thing to end, but how difficult is it to be in sort of a holding pattern as you prepare like it's going to be a normal season where no one really knows how it's going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are two things involved here, which are the most important things, which, first and foremost, everybody on all sides of this, whether, you're a fan, you're a player like myself, or, you're an owner on that side, on the MLB side, I even say sides, and it just sounds so divisive. So, I don't really want to say that, but I think it's really just important for everybody to just stay confident and stay positive in the fact that everybody, like you mentioned, wants to play baseball. Nobody has the intention of taking baseball away. And unfortunately, there are just a couple things that have to get ironed out prior to that happening. But, as with any business, baseball just happens to be in the spotlight to where those issues, if you will, kind of come to light. So, just staying positive and just staying focused. And the second thing here is, like you mentioned, a holding pattern. In a holding pattern, what do? You got to find a way to keep busy and just to stay occupied. There definitely is some uncertainty to an exact date. But again, I know that the people involved here have the best intentions on both sides, and just staying busy, staying focused every day, not letting a single day go by, and preparing as if everything's going to happen on time, which is what I and we're all anticipating. So, just keeping it simple like that.
Yeah, the way the season ended was obviously a disappointment, but you guys rattled off 17 straight wins to storm into the post. I mean, really amazing. And you look at the final numbers of everyone on the team, like everyone became what I think fans and certainly the Cardinals were envisioning, you among them, and you had an outstanding season. What's your big takeaway from what you were able to accomplish on an individual basis this past season, and how do you try to build on that? What's your big takeaway of what went right in the kind of season you were able to have?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we absolutely have the pieces to not only be a playoff team. We've made the playoffs a number of years. These past few seasons, but we absolutely have the pieces to do that. And then I think we've all realized that there's one more step there. There's one more piece to that. Making the playoffs isn't nearly good enough for all of us. Nolan, talked to him yesterday. Actually, we're talking about the team and this and that, and just how the off season is going. Just having a good conversation, and we both agreeing that how talented this team really is. We just need that final little push, and then who knows what can happen. When you have a group of guys like the way we did, like we showed, we came together at the end of the year, really when it mattered most, which is so important. Man, it's all there. It's just so exciting. And, collectively as a unit, I think that we were all just riding that last month's energy where we all just put our stats aside, top to bottom, the entire pitching staff. We just focused on doing that one thing every single day to help the team win. And I think we kind of realized that when we truly do that, when we truly rely on each other and root for each other the way we did, the success factor increases exponentially, and the pressure is just reduced because everybody just has to focus on doing their one thing. We delegate the pressure, if you will. And that's just a dangerous lineup, especially when we have as much talent as we did. And, individually, I think that it was just, a year of the first time I've ever experienced kind of injuries, diving on the ball, a little nicked up out of spring training with my elbow. And really, I was just focused on just coming back as quickly as I could, as they would let me, and just contributing. And I think that in and of itself allowed me to just go out there and just play ball because, really there was no time to waste with, trying to get warmed up or trying to create some excuses because I haven't had, live at-bats and, in a month. It was just about putting the fat part of the bat on the ball and going out there and diving and making some plays with my pitcher. And I just tried to repeat that and do that as often as I could. And, it worked out for me because I kept everything simple. So, I just want to just continue to just be as much of an impact player for my teammates. It's just such a great organization. I've just loved you guys ever since, I got into pro ball in 2015. So, putting on the uniform every day excites me, and having it taken away from me, for the month and a half or so that I did last year, it's really stuck with me. So, I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that never happens again.
So, Harrison, do you have an off-season outfield group text where you guys are chatting and trying to keep this momentum rolling, and just thinking about the group of yourself and Tyler O'Neill and Dylan Carlson and some other guys too, but a core of young guys who had such great years, and building off that had to be pretty exciting for all you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we definitely do have a chat, but what's so special about that chat and the people in that chat group is that everything you just mentioned right there at such young ages for all of us, it all comes naturally. So, the daily text to, keep the energy flowing, as you mentioned, I mean, that comes from within all of us. So we check in here and there, but I mean, it really is impressive to see such an amazing group. Just, again, keep that energy flowing at all times. And we pick up right where we left off. Someone will toss something in there after, a few weeks of not having spoken, and it's like we never left. So it really is just a special group. It's a very focused group. And at the end of the day, man, we love what we do. It's just so much fun for all of us. You can see it in the way we go about our business before and during the game, and then even just after, man. I mean, to do something, once is very impressive, and to have success, first season once. But, you look at O'Neill, for example, back-to-back Gold Gloves, Dylan Carlson coming in as a, full-time rookie now. Just being able to back up numbers and back up performance is just so impressive. And, as a guy who's, right in the middle of it, I'm just excited to be there. I'm just, grateful for every opportunity to play with those guys. They're all so talented. And you got Lars Nootbaar, who brings a level of energy that actually I recognize when I look in the mirror, but, we'll give Nootbaar his thing. But no, it's just such a special group, and we all realize it. And I think that, just enjoying it all is just been what's kind of allowed us.
Charlie Marlow here for Enterprise Contract.
Okay, Harrison, the last one for me. I got a kind of two-parter from you because text line's asking some questions for you too. But I know you've been in the game, the league, 6 years, made a little bit of coin. You got what other hobbies you got? Do you like fast cars? Do you like boats? Like, what are your hobbies? And from the text line, Kyle chimes in and goes, "Can you ask Harrison about the polyp surgery on his eyes and how much that helped you?"
Yeah, sure.
Did I say that right? Polyp? Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, polyps. Yeah. That was interesting that he knew about that. That was pretty personal. No, I mean, so I love fast cars. I drive a Hellcat. They're making them electric, actually, I think in 2023 or 2024, which I don't want to offend anybody or, get anybody's bad side in terms of the environment, but 1970s Detroit style muscle cars have always grown on me and it's always been my favorite.
No doubt.
To take those, to turn such a beautiful silhouette into an electric car just is so backwards to me. But I love Dodge. I love Hellcats, fast cars. Obviously, those are fun. I love to paint. Very soothing, especially in season when we're trying to win a World Series. Maybe one day I'll showcase some of my artwork around St. Louis. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And
did you say you paint?
Surgery,
yeah,
I didn't know
Kate
that.
hooked me up with a painting kit too over Christmas. Yeah, soothing thing. Yeah,
very nice.
Chicks dig it.
So you have put together. What kind of things do you paint? Like landscapes?
Well, they're landscapes. No, come on, Jim.
That's what I do.
Come on, Jim.
Jim, come on.
As much as I do love Bob Ross, and everybody loves Bob Ross, I'm not a landscape painter. No, I mean they're people who are listening right now, they probably laugh, but they're more conceptual self-portraits, if you will. They range in color and facial expression, which is really dependent upon how well we're doing in the season. So, last year when I was injured, you can imagine what that painting looked like compared to the end of the year when we were rolling and winning 17 straight. That painting was pretty nice. But not to get to the.
I want to see one.
Wait, a self-portrait? Yes. A self-portrait?
Can you please text Kat?
Can you text
send
one
those over, Harrison?
Okay, first of all, I would never reveal my artwork until the entire installation is ready.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
It's coming.
Yes, I get that.
It's coming. But no, I definitely will. I think it's fun. And yeah, it would show the fans a different side to me that, I'm sure they'd enjoy looking at for at least 10 minutes, and then maybe they move on.
Charlie will put one up in his room.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yep.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, and lastly, the polyp surgery. Yeah, so
yeah.
I had polyps all throughout my my nasal passageways on both sides. They were both clogged, probably to 90 to 95% on both sides with a deviated septum. So, anytime I was in the spring and summer, especially down south, I just had terrible allergies to a point where sleep was just, I wasn't accessing my REM sleep. I wasn't dreaming, was constantly tossing and turning all night, just couldn't breathe through my nose. And I was actually told that a number of years ago, about 6 years ago, and they told me it was going to get worse and worse and worse. And I just kind of put it off until the point where it truly was unbearable. And I got the surgery done, which for anybody who's had that surgery, it is very, very uncomfortable and provides a tremendous amount of discomfort for about 4 to 5 weeks. You're essentially stented. I was stented on both nostrils with these metal rails that were probably 4 to 6 inches deep, and they were just because of all the scarring, because you literally have to physically remove each polyp. So yeah, you know, it was a bit of torture for about 5 weeks, but you know, once they came out, it was night and day. There's no doubt, and the sleep quality is there. We all know how important sleep is. Kobe talks about it. Everybody talks about it. And just my daily life has improved to a point where there's just so much less discomfort in breathing, and I can breathe through both my nostrils finally. So yeah, I mean, you know, that'll affect your vision and my, you know, like your level of, like when you can balance. My balance used to be off. I remember like in 2020, towards the end of the season, I'd hit a couple of doubles, and I would, you know, be running pretty fast, and I'd get to second base, and I'd top up from second after a slide, and I'd actually lose my balance because I was just so off, because the pulse was just so bad and inflamed. So, you know, again, it's a bit of a surgery, but anybody who needs it, or, you know, I would definitely highly recommend it, because the other side of it is just so much better. So yeah.
Awful.
And Harrison, one last one for me here. I know you guys missed each other in the big leagues with the Cardinals, but we do have Matt Holliday coming up in about 5-10 minutes here. So I'm wondering, any message to him, anything you learned from him? I'm sure you're hanging out in spring training and all that when you're coming up.
Yeah, he was actually at the game last year. I said hello. That was really kind of the first time I had been around him and really shook his hand and said hello. So, I mean, you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's a Cardinals legend. I've been around for some big games, had some big at-bats, and was on some big teams. So, message for him, teach me how to get those forearms as big as yours, maybe.
Oh, my God. Gigantic.
Besides that, nah, man, I mean, you know, just tell him I say hello. I hope his family's doing well for the holidays, and have a happy new year, and hopefully we'll see him around the ballpark in 2022.
Personally, I don't care for him. But Harrison, no, I'm kidding. He's the best, and we look forward to speaking. Harrison, we want to do this once a week. There's so much we wanted to talk to you about, like winning a Gold Glove, got a new manager. I know you guys love Ollie. Would you mind coming on with us next week and maybe do it a little shorter, because you're
I'll be better too.
I want to know more about the. I want to build that level of trust where you can send me a picture of your conceptual self-portrait, because that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. My wife's been asking.
Yeah, we could definitely do this next week. But Jim, you got to understand, a picture only goes so far. It doesn't do the work itself justice. You know, it
That's
doesn't.
True.
You can't experience the brushstrokes and the true emotion of the piece if you're looking at it on the 6-inch screen on your iPhone. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it, but I went to Geneseo State where I had a minor in art history.
That's right.
So I'm not just some layman. All right, I made that up, Charlie. That was
so if anybody, you would then appreciate what I'm saying.
That's true. It's at some point I want to see it in person, but I know I find that fascinating. I find that fascinating.
Or a gift. It could be a spring training gift. Hopefully, spring training starts on time. If Harrison Bader showed up at spring training, Kat will be down there for Valley Sports Midwest. And I know it's tough when you're probably shipping something on a plane and all that, but if Kat could get that as a gift, I think that'd be a great way to kick off the season.
Kat could come over and look at it.
Yeah. Well, let's let Harrison.
I'll let you come over and look at it.
Yeah, there you go.
Harrison, thanks for the time. We'll do it next week, and we'll see if we can get on a roll with this. We appreciate the time, my friend.
Thanks, Harrison.
Great. Sounds good. Good to talk to you guys. I'll talk to you later.
See you.
Thanks.
Right on.
Good
well,
stuff.
I screwed the intro up, but he was great.
Well,
Very smart man.
Yeah, you're fine. I don't know if he. I'm sure he knows who you are.
So I said, this is Cam Janssen.
Sometimes you're unassuming. Like you're a big deal. You know, like I know I said my name because I know him, but he would know you because you're Cam Janssen.
I gotta have a better intro when I do this. Let's see what I do with Maddie.
Not better.
I think Maddie knows me though. I don't know.
You're an unassuming guy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
unassuming.
No, you're an unassuming guy, right? I mean, everyone knows Cam.
Jobu chimed in and goes, ask him about if he ever hangs out with Scott Baio. I guess they're related a little bit, aren't they? Scott Baio?
Really?
You didn't know?
I did not know.
Yes, they are. His mom is related to Scott Baio. Look that one up, Jimmy. I do my homework. I know more about Harrison than you do.
Okay, let's. You looked at Wikipedia.
I looked at Wikipedia. It could be lying. I'm just well, what do you want me to do?
I mean,
I put it in Google. He was great though. Very smart guy. Very well thought out answers.
He's an interesting guy, and the thing that, and I don't know if I said this in day one of the show, but the thing that I admire about Harrison Bader, because he's had ups and downs, right? And we did talk about it. They pushed him out at the forefront as, one of the faces of the franchise. And when things weren't going well, he didn't hide. He owned it. He said, "I'm better than this. I don't deal with negative. I've moved past it, and I believe in myself." And by the end of the season, he had a really, really good year.
And I don't think he ever didn't believe in himself, right?
No, Yeah.
Even if he's going, and this happens to everybody, we're going through a bit of a struggle. You can always tell he has that inner confidence, which is a good thing, that he knows he's going to figure it out. And then you look at last year. And by the way, the year prior offensively was pretty dang good. It was the COVID shortened year, and as he mentioned, he was banged up a little bit. So for him, the real challenge is to put it together for 150 games and stay healthy. But last year, Gold Glove, and when you're looking at OPS plus of 114, 116 the last couple of years, I mean, Gold Glover in center field plus above average offensively. I think locally sometimes that we don't appreciate actually how good Harrison Bader is. He's pretty dang good.
He'd be my center fielder from a defensive standpoint if he hit 220. I think he's that. I mean, Cardinal fans know this. There were times where, a fly ball, right center, left center could be an adventure. When he's out there, you know he's going to take charge. And I honestly believe he's scratching the surface offensively. Sometimes guys his size could fall in love with the home run. Maybe it has a detrimental effect. I mean, he had, 16 homers last. He's got power. And he'll also learn, they got, 4 of the top 10 guys in Major League Baseball speed from home to first. They got guys who can run.
He's fast.
He'll harness that. I think, he didn't have a ton of steals. He'll harness that. I just love him as a player. Defensively, I know he'll hit better. And when he's on base, the pressure it puts on opposing defenses with him and Edman and O'Neill, they're going to start throwing the ball around. We saw some of that last.
Go ahead, Joe. We got to go to break.
Right.
Maddie's the win waiting. I'm going to blame it on you.
Those 16 homers and 21 doubles, that's in 401 plate appearances. So, I mean, if he gets 550, 600 plate appearances, we're talking potentially 25 homers, 30 double type player.
With flow.
With flow.
And he's got flow.